In this video, we're going to be looking at Sony's new premium 4K OLED for 2024. It's the Bravia 8, and we're going to combine it with Sony's new Theater Bar 8 in this very bright room. This is actually my Airbnb suite in my home. Very bright. This OLED has some pure blacks, but it says it also has high brightness. Is it any good? Let's find out. So before we start the review, I just want to show you the back of the Bravia 8 because it has something that I really like. You can see these 4 different areas where you can put the feet, and that's because it gives you options. If you want to have the feet on the, say, like a really wide table, you can put it on the ends, or if you have a shorter table, you can put it right in the middle. It's also adjustable for the soundbar, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Here's where you have all the different types of ports. You can see that there is a cover that I'll show you a little bit later that you can cover all of this, but it has all your typical ports. You have 2 USB, you have a digital optical out, you have the S-Center speaker in, 2 HDMIs, which I don't think is enough. You have additional HDMIs for like the soundbar and also your cable antenna ports as well. One thing I should note is this is what it looks like when you have the TV stand on the inside. I did make a mistake here, how it is perfectly flat, so the TV's sitting right on the on the surface. I actually had to adjust that a little bit later to show you with the sound bar, and you'll see that in just a little bit. How I had to, make those adjustments to accommodate for the soundbar being right underneath. Like I said, there's that cover for for all the different types of ports. So once you kind of get it all in, you can run the wire straight down and then put that cover back on for a nice slick look on the back. The cool thing about this TV is the screen is actually the speaker, because the sound is coming from the back, actuating right through the screen, and that can be your center channel if you connect it with the soundbar. So there it is, the Bravia, 65 inches of pure bliss. It's got that new XR processor, which is also in the Bravia 9, and this runs on Google TV. Very slick for an OLED. Think of all the technology that's going inside there, but it is relatively thin when you think about it. Significantly thinner than last year's model. I think it's about 30% slimmer. And even the bezel on the front is about 29% smaller as well. So they've made some big improvements, put a lot of technology inside of that 4K OLED television. OLED's not for everybody, but if you are in OLEDs, this is definitely a TV that you want to take a look at just because of its form factor and, of course, all the technology that Sony is putting inside there. Like I mentioned, the XR processor, which is just like phenomenal. I don't want to get too geeky with it because you can look at the specs, but it is a phenomenal processor and technology inside that television. Now I'm going to move it into my Airbnb suite. I had a couple hours before a guest was checking in, so I quickly put everything in there because I wanted to see how it would perform in a very bright room, because as you know, OLEDs are known for their blacks, having that pure black. But what happens when you are in a bright room? Can you still get enough brightness? And that's what Sony is saying with the Bravia 8, is that you got that brightness. Connected it also to a subwoofer, the SW3 200-watt subwoofer. Again, look how thin that television is. And of course, I have the Theater Bar 8, which goes with the Bravia 8 right underneath, and you can see how it is nicely connected, fits perfectly and everything. I have a whole entire video about how to set this up, so you can watch that, but a seamless installation setup process. You got a variety of different apps, of course, YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, even Sony Picture Core, which all the Sony videos as well. All inside of this television. So there's really no shortage of content.
While we must and will win this war, we should also remember the high price that will be paid if the very foundation of modern society is destroyed.
The Michelangelo joke to be made.
You're just the man to make it.
We have been tasked to find and protect art that the Nazis have stolen.
Well, the chaps are all very anxious to get started. We have your architect from Chicago, a sculptor, a director of design at the School of Fine Arts, and a few other experts in various fields of art.
How the fellas making out?
Like Olympians!
We want to go into a war zone and tell our boys what they can and cannot blow up. That's the idea.
If you would just read the orders.
I'll tell you what these orders say. Don't knock out
Colonel
old building. Do not interrupt me, Lieutenant.
I think that went well.
We're going to start with a friend in Paris who's going to have some idea where the French art has been hidden.
How can I help you steal our stolen art?
Now it's either taking
11 speakers inside there in that
Handy
soundbar
Andy
keeper.
Media YouTube.
Let's play some music. I had to use my own music because I don't want to get copyright infringement. So I'm going to use the Handy Andy theme song, which is on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you really like it and you want to turn it on. Here's how it sounds. And this has got a lot of low end bass. So here it is. Handy Andy's theme song on the Bravia Theater Bar 8. So these three products are just a great combination to give you the ultimate home theater experience. Listen to this.
I'm gonna ask MJ to marry me.
A man has to put his wife before himself. Can you do that?
Yeah, I think I can.
We have some new information. This is your uncle's actual killer. We lost his trail 2 days ago.
This man killed my uncle. He's still out there.
Everybody needs help sometimes.
So as they say, the proof's in the pudding. Hopefully from that, you could hear just that home theater cinema-like experience in a TV, an OLED TV that is remarkably thin when considering all the technology that goes into making that image. And then when you combine it with the Theater Bar 8 and that subwoofer, what you have is a cinema-like experience in your home. Surround sound, even though you only have that speaker bar and the subwoofer, it still feels like the sound is coming from everywhere because it is acoustically tuned to your room. All that happens inside the Bravia app. And then you have a lot of different connection options as well on the back. I wish there was more than 2 HDMI ports, but I guess you can't have everything. But for most people, whether you're a gamer or not, PS5, you're going to love it. Definitely have to consider this television, especially if you are a fan of OLED TVs. The blacks are great. It is bright. I'm in a very bright room, and it definitely impressed me, especially when you combine it all together. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Bravia 8, Theater Bar 8, and the SW3 subwoofer. If you did, like, subscribe, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of this television and this new style of video where I just play. I'm Andy Baryer, Handy Andy, signing out. See you again next time.